Good day, viewers. My name is Adeyanju, and you're watching Future ABC Media Online TV. Firstly, I need to apologize to all my subscribers, especially the ardent ones who took their time painstakingly to subscribe to my channel. I've not been online, I've not been doing any video for quite some time. Uh, like I've always come with my excuses. I will say I've been busy or I've been lazy. Either of the two, it hasn't been intentional actually. So I apologize for not pushing out video, especially people who expect me to push out video from time to time. Actually, it's just because of the nature of my job. If given the privilege and even this is what I do full time, obviously I have materials that I can push. I even have enough materials to push out almost 2 to 3 videos in a day, and I can do that simultaneously every day of the week without getting tired. But I still need to feed myself. This is a channel that is not monetized for now because I still need a lot of people to subscribe. So I'm using this privilege to appeal to you. If you're watching me for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. And if you are one of my followers who had gone and come back, I welcome you back to this channel. It's a very beautiful channel. It doesn't deal much with shenanigans, though once in a while I do entertain my audience. But majorly this channel was created for the right purpose that can drive you forward, that can help your mental health. I quite remember if you're one of my subscribers, you've gone to my page before, you will see my opening video. In my opening video, I state everything I created this channel for and what I'm going to be doing on this channel from time to time in order to help aid people of the world or anybody who have the privilege or the opportunities to come across this video to reshape their thinking faculty. I call myself I am more like a psychologist or like your mental health doctor who help you reshape some things, some of the anomalies or some of the narratives that have been wrongly given to you that you have indulged yourself into believing as the truth. I'm here to help you correct that notion, correct that ideology. There are many things I want to talk about today, but I'm going to be talking about one thing because I don't want this video to be too long. The topic of today is going to be based on the human perception about people who are smart or who are dumb. So the purpose of doing this video is just to come here to correct that notion that people are dumb. In the actual fact, in the actual sense, from everything I've seen in my 4 decade plus on earth, I discovered that there are no actual people who are dumb. Everybody in this country, everybody in this world that dwells in this globe, they are all smart people. Everybody is smart, irrespective of how you want to say it. Everyone is smart. So it's just the same way we say religion has caused division in terms of how you perceive power. So you can sit down now and say, Satan, shame unto you, all power belongs to Jesus. Well, unfortunately, most of you don't know Jesus. You don't even know whether it exists. Nobody even research whether the name is true, whether that person called Jesus actually did exist 2,000 years ago, according to the narrative that it was given to us by the white people or the Roman people who invented this religion of a thing. But in my own perspective, I understand that power is power. There is no power that is of darkness or power that is from light. Power is just power. So when we try to separate things like this, it is perception. It is not the reality. So take for instance, I used to watch a lot of movies, whether being a Christian movie or what have you, but I discovered that whether you are a good person or you are perceived as a bad person. I once did a video about good and evil and the perception behind it. So Actually, there is nothing called good, there is nothing called evil, as far as I'm concerned. In that video, I stated obvious facts about what you people think as good can actually means evil, and what you people perceive as evil can actually means good. The narrative of good and evil can switch from one line to another within a jiffy, depending on the perception of people. That's why if somebody walk up to me now for help and I give that person money, people who see it at that moment will perceive it as as good. But if that person go smoke weed with that money, the same people who saw me when I gave the money might also saw that money being given to that person as evil, because the money that was supposed to be meant for good was being used for evil. So if I give somebody money to buy a car now, maybe that person needs to start doing taxi, Uber or whatever, or Bolt or InDrive or whatever they do these days, and the person doesn't have money, and the person walk up to me and I give that person money as a help gesture. Okay, go and get yourself a car so you can start driving. The moment that person gets a car and that car had accident and claimed that person's life, they will see what I did, which was initially a good gesture, as evil. So people will say, oh, and in African society, African space, people will start to tag so many things they do not understand along with the money. Some will even say, I gave the money out because I want to use the person for ritual. There are so many narratives that will quickly come as to why the money was given in the first place. So the same way, the same car that people perceive as good is the same cars that claim the life of people during accidents. So electricity that we are using for good things, for productivity, for our refrigerator, television, all our electronics appliances, can also shock somebody to death, electrocute somebody to death. So you cannot say because somebody got electrocuted to death, that means electricity is bad. No. So the same power that can save, the same injection that is being used to inject someone in order to get well, can also be used as a lethal means in order to, claim someone's life. So everything in life are all good and evil at the same time. That was what my video was all about. So the same thing, I don't want to dwell back to the video I've done. If you pay attention, just go to my page, go and look for good and evil. I think it was the first video I even released on this channel. The perception behind it. You discover that everything you term as good can be evil. We've seen people being chased out of other people. Like me, if a friend is living with me now, and I chase out the friend, and the friend goes to another place, maybe sitting down outside, and then someone walk up to him, someone who he or she knows, or someone who he or she doesn't know, walk up to him or her and ask why he or she is sitting there, and the person decided to help. It means that when I was sending that person out of my house, what people will perceive is evil. But sending that person out at that period of time can cause that person good. If I hadn't sent that person out at that period, that person might not have met his or her helper, like the Christian used to call destiny helper, whatever they call it. So perception is all about all these things. So there's nothing called good, there's nothing called evil. In fact, if we must define good and evil, we will say they are synchronized two elements that work hand in hand. You can hardly even differentiate them from each other, except you pay keen attention to details that surround them. If not, you will see good as evil and you will see evil as good. They are intertwined, two intertwined traits or gesture or whatever you call it. So today I want to talk about, like I said from the beginning of this video, I want to talk about being smart. You see, it took me a lot of years research here and there to ask myself this question. Why do people say some people are not smart? Why some people are smart? It still boils down to perception. See, a person built a very good gadget that is being useful for all and sundry, they will say, "Oh, that person is a smart person." Yes, but when that person makes a lot of money and or that person produce this very gadget at a time, and the gadget begins to claim people's life or destroy people, they will say that person is evil. Because even in Nigeria where I live here, the richest man in Africa, which is Dangote, has a lot of truck because most of his businesses are here, spread across the country. But most of this truck move his goods from one place to another. As at that period that it creates job opportunity for people, it is good. But the moment that truck hits somebody on the road, it is labeled evil. I have seen a lot of people talk about how Dangote is actually using that for ritual. I don't know, but I don't believe they were right. So, to cut the long story short, what is being smart? First, we must establish that every human being have brain deposited in their body. Without the brain, the body cannot function. Anyway, the brain is the one that allows the body to function the way it is. The fact that I can move my hand like this, my lips like this, my eyes can blink. In fact, my eyes is like the monitor of the computer. It is not the one seeing. What is seen is in the brain. The eye is just like a part of the body that allows, that help the brain that is seeing to sight something. It's the same way if you are a computer engineer or a computer person, you understand. If you buy a system, be it a laptop, even your phone, and then perhaps your computer set. In the olden days when people are still using desktop, they still use it up to now. We have the keyboard, the mouse, which are the optional devices attached to the system. We have the system unit, which is called the CPU. It's not the CPU, it's called the system unit, because the CPU is part of the device. Well, you can also call it CPU depending on what terms you are using, but it's actually called the system unit because it consists of so many things, and it has the CPU, which is the central processing unit, installed inside it. So even the VGA card that allows, which is what allows you to see everything that is happening in the computer, how the computer is running, is what transmits a signal to the back of the monitor, which is like the television screen that you are seeing. So everything you see on the monitor, the same way you are looking at my picture on this screen, everything you are seeing on this screen is not happening on the screen. The screen is just allowing, opening the components inside this gadget to display out the picture. But the device itself that is in form of like the brain, the part of the brain that is what's it called, that was naturally designed for seeing is in the brain. The moment that part of the brain goes dead, these eyes are useless. So many people have beautiful eyes that are functioning well, but that part of that brain that has died is the same way the VGA card, which is the visual graphic adapter or adapter that is installed inside the system unit. The moment that card goes bad, the monitor displays blank. So it's the same way to the brain. The brain is where that device that allows us to see is located, is designed. The moment that part of the brain goes bad or get damaged, the eyes becomes useless. So the eyes is just there to pick the picture, to display the picture, because the part of that brain cannot come out to display the picture itself. So it needed a device. The same way the monitor was built with a system unit. The card cannot display itself, so they needed a screen. So you will discover that most of the devices that the white people build, it is by studying the human physiology, how it works, for them to be able to build all those devices. Every device you see on earth has this correlation with the way human body was built. You see that it has correlation with the human body or has correlation with animal or plants or whatever. So I just know people who invented everything that we see today study nature, study the natural habitat, and use it to invent beautiful machines that can aid human beings. So back to my topic. Every human beings are smart. Every human being have brain. So when we now want to divide it or separate it, that's when we will say, what area is this person smart? And I'll give you examples. Your wife, you have a wife, and you always call her dumb. She cannot cook well, she doesn't clean up well, she doesn't even know how to talk, she doesn't even know how to manage the home, but she sure damn know how to pick your phone, know your password, and read all your message, and become CIA overnight in order to study if you are actually cheating on her or not. So the person doesn't know how to do something positive, something that can improve lives, but they sure them know how to secretly eat. A lot of wives are not smart. They can't even think of idea that will bring money. They can't do anything right, but they know how to cheat. If a woman is cheating, whether dumb or stupid, you will hardly cut them. So comes to the male gender. A male doesn't know how to work, doesn't know how to plan for the future. He's not productive. He's not even always thinking straight. He's not thinking, for the progress of the family. He's not thinking of how to build the family, how to make the family lives better. But he sure then know how to have a concubine outside. He sure them know how to lie to his wife. He sure them know how to give birth, impregnate someone outside, and pretend as if nothing happened at all. They are not always smart. Just pay attention. They are not always smart to the right thing. Most people who you consider dumb are often smart to the negative thing. Things that so they sure knows how to bring destruction to the world. They sure them know how to think of something negative. Over the years, I've always sit down to ask myself this question. Why do I say this person is not smart? But sometimes when they come up with a scheme, you'll be wondering, how did they think of this? So people are split into two or three, perhaps. There are people who are positively smart, and there are people who are negatively smart, and there are people who have that combined. So the set of people that I may admire the most are the people who have it combined. But sometimes you need to know how to lie, like Abraham lied to the king in the Bible that Sarah was actually his sister. Actually, he was telling the truth in a liefully way. Because actually Sarah happens to be maybe his niece or cousin or distant cousin. So they are kind of family. Gone are the days when families used to marry each other. So in this context, when he discovered that the king will behead him in order to take his beautiful light-skinned wife, he lied that, no, it's not my wife, she's my sister. She's not my wife, she's my sister. But for somebody who outrightly just pour all her brain, their strength and energy into negativity, that's where I have problem. Whereby you can't think of something positive. You can't think of how to come out of the trouble. You can't think of how your future will look like. You can't plan ahead. But you sure them know how to scheme. Scheming. I call them the schemers. So when in case of next time when you want to open your mouth to say somebody is daft, just know why you are calling them daft. And if you want to call them cretin-headed, know why you are calling them cretin-headed. And when you want to call them simpletons, know why you are calling them simpletons. Because in the actual sense, nobody is actually daft. It's just that they are so smart in the negative way. So some people don't know how to create, but they know how to destroy. When you call some people to come and think or put their brain down on what to create, they don't know how to do that. But they sure them know how to create destruction. A wife who sure doesn't know how to do anything right, how to advise positively, will definitely know how to scheme or cheat behind the husband's back and then act as if nothing happened. I've seen so many. When you're like me, if you've been in so many relationships before you got married, I've dated so many girls. There are some that I dated I know they are smart, but they are evil at the same time. There are some I know they are not smart at all, positively, They are just looking like this phlegmatic type, the quiet type. They are just listening to instruction, but it's a lie. They are schemers. They can easily manipulate anything, and at the end of the day, you won't cut them. You will not even suspect them because you already your concept. You already develop a concept about them that they are daft. So how can you think that a daft person will be a schemer? No, everybody has brain. It depends on how they use it and where they use it. I've seen married men who, even when I look at their life, nothing to write home about. They are so daft in nature, you can't even say anything positive or anything good about them. But when you hear what they are doing at the back, I've seen people I've seen a man that is so very poor, who can't maintain anything good in his life, and he has two family. And it took so many years before the wife that he got married to discover that she is actually the second wife. That there is a woman before her, who had already given birth. I mean, with her husband. And if you look at this man, always looking gentle like one idiot, but the idiot sure them know how to scheme, how to use his own strength negatively. So there is no you cannot sit down and just actually say people are dumb. No. The dumb ones, look at them. And it's just that unfortunately, there are many people who use their energy, their strength, their brain negatively mostly. That's why most societies are corrupt. You hardly find out that there are still some people who even use their talent and strength positively, but they still sure them know how to scheme negatively too. Those one we can let go of them because they still have something they are contributing positively to the community. But there are some, all they know how to do all their life is to scheme negatively. So at this stage, see, a lot of people have always been asking me this question, that why do I select my friend? Why do I choose to be with this person, talk to this person, be in relationship with this person and leave others out? Is because I pay attention to details. I'm a very, very pedantic person. So I pay attention to the smallest details. And when I discover that somebody is a schemer, one thing the person will first observe is that I will start withdrawing from that person. But quite unfortunately, those are the people that dominate the world at large. Schemers. Schemers. People who scheme negatively. People who you would think that they are daft, they are poor in thinking, but their strength. But CIA does a very good job. I think what the American government does is this: when they discover that you have those potential, you are no good to yourself or to your community, they will recruit you. That negative trait that you think you have, that poor mindset that you think you have, they will use it and tailor it towards the usefulness of their community, of their country. So most of the people who work for the CIA, they are super smart people, but these are just schemers who, even among CIAs, I doubt if they trust each other. They don't trust themselves because it's a system filled with corruptors. So take for instance, in Nigeria where I live, a lot of people will say we've never had a good president, we've never had smart president. We don't have smart president to build good roads, to know that basic infrastructure is a means to development of any society. But they sure them know how to scheme. They will embezzle money, they know how to launder money, they know how to practice fascism, nepotistic behavior is indulged in them. So every other negative trait, you see them. Whenever they want to play politics, you will know that they are good schemers. They will come up with strategy that will shock you. But when they get to that office or the seat of power, they might not be able to do anything. Yes, it's because their energy mostly are negatives. They mostly tailor their energy towards how to benefit themselves selfishly. Greed. All those negative traits are their strength. Greed, self-centeredness, nepotistic behavior, right? Nepotistic favoritism, everything is still the same. And they are schemers. They know how to eliminate their enemies. And no, I don't mean literal elimination. I mean technically eliminating the enemy or silencing their enemy. You know how to bribe. The same thing to our police. If our police want to work, you know they will work. But when you see them on the road collecting bribe, even in Lagos territory, we still see police collecting bribe day in, day out on a daily basis. So the question is there any police officer in the world that are not corrupt? There are none. Everywhere you see human being, there are corruptions. It's just that some country allows it more than another. In the developed country now, you can't practice corruption in broad daylight. You have to be sneaky. You have to be like a snake, to move like a snake, to you know, to be corrupt. But here, outrightly, they are just corrupt. Nobody's holding them. And why are they corrupt? Because we have a corrupt system. And let's not even say corrupt system, because the system is not actually corrupt. It is the people that uphold the system. When a lot of people say the government, I say the government is not corrupt. It is the people that are seats, that hold seats in government that are corrupt. Because the government is like the constitution, it's like the system. But the people to uphold that constitution are the ones that are corrupt. Our judiciary, our legislative arms, our executive arms, all of the people who are in those arms are corrupt. It's not the arms that are corrupt. Even there is no perfect constitution. So a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people come with referendum and stuff like that and say, let's renew our constitution. Even the frail one that we have right now, if people uphold it as it should be, corruption will douse down. It's just that nobody is holding anybody accountable for anything. And now we will now say Nigeria, see beautiful things coming out from Nigerians. Some Nigerians are so smart, every Nigerians are smart. And that's why it's just because the system, the elder statesmen who have lived before us, because it is the society that is corrupt, it's not even the government, it's not even the system or the constitution. It is the corrupt society that produce the corrupt individuals that go into the system and fail to uphold what the system says and do otherwise. That's why we say the government are corrupt. The government is not actually corrupt. It is the people in government. That's why if they flush out every governor today or the president, the next set of people who are taking over the seat will also be corrupt. So it's not about the system. What does the system say? The system says if somebody commits crime, they should be punished. So the question is, have you seen anybody in position of power that have ever been punished in this country? Except for if that person is in the opposition party to the party of the president. So it is the people that are corrupt. It's never the system. So the system is still okay. It's, it is subjected to be reviewed from time to time. But the people, how do you review them? So this is just what I want to share today. Until I come your way next time, stay cool. I'll try as much as possible to push out a little bit of more video, maybe one in a day from now until Friday. Today is Monday. So please bear with me and please do subscribe. And if my video touches you, share it with your people. Help me ask them to subscribe. I'm planning to monetize my video one day. Perhaps if I monetize my video and I start to earn some money from it, it will encourage me to do more of this type of video on a daily basis, just to help you shape your mental faculty, so as to help continuously correct some of the narrative that have been wrongly pushed into you, that you have embraced, indulge yourself into, and then incline your thinking with many wrong concepts, many wrong narratives, many wrong thoughts, especially insinuations of some people who didn't think something right before they come up with it, and it becomes popularly acceptable by the people of the society, of a particular society, or many society. So until I come your way next time, please pay attention to the last, what's it called? Let me like my video, share it with your friend, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please, I'm begging, do subscribe. And if you like my video, it will help my click-through algorithm rate, whereby it will allow YouTube to push the video to other people or other locations So until I come your way next time, just always pay attention to people and don't ever say people are dumb. And if you have people around you, pay keen attention, study them, if, especially the ones that you've discovered that they are dumb, you'll discover that they mostly do wrong things. Many people who claim to be dumb always do wrong things. They are not smart in doing the right thing, but they are smart in doing the wrong things always. Those are the people you need to pay attention to or stay away from or try to alienate them away in your life. Uproot them, including their roots. Don't left any stone unturned. If you can, and if you can't, I just indulge you to probably look for a way to always manage people like that. So I'll see you next time. Stay cool, stay clear. And if you have any way, I'm still looking for people to help me build my channel. We still need gadget. I'm using my phone right now to record and stuff. I still need a good camera. I need a good studio. If you feel like you want to probably encourage me, uh, at the end of this video, you'll see my details. You can reach out to me personally through my, you can DM me, you can call me, wherever you are watching this video all over the world. If you're watching outside the country, maybe from India, Indonesia, Japan, America, UK, Canada, Australia, you can as well put +234 in front of my number and then you reach out to me. And you can also save my number as Future ABC Media Online TV. Reach out to me, contact me. Until I see you next time, bye for now.